This video is fair use under Section 107 of Copyright Act 1976. Now let the chaos begin.
Ivy League, fuck you and your mother, fuck you and your brother, and fuck you and your lies. Now let me back that up and explain. I am a cancer survivor. There are other people that are cancer survivors. I am in remission. I still have my stupid port in. And I have another, 3 years before I get to the 5-year mark. But really, fuck you. And let me explain why. You're a fucking liar. And you are an insult to every single one of us that actually had breast cancer. Fuck you. Hold on. You leaving? I love you. Have fun. How dare you fucking lie and say that you had triple negative stage 4 that's in your lungs and everything else? You're a fucking liar. Now let me tell you how I know. Congratulations, Criminal Med. But let me tell you how I know you're a fucking liar. I was diagnosed in November 2nd of 2023, okay? Miss Christine, some of you guys know, may she rest in peace, was diagnosed in December of 2023. Miss Christine was triple negative. I was negative, positive, negative. We went through, she started chemo immediately. On triple negative, you start chemo immediately. So when I started chemo, I had a lumpectomy in December. I believe she had started chemo around January because they start, like I said, they start immediately on triple negative. And hers hadn't metastasized at that point. She had just learned that she was diagnosed. And she had started January. I believe I started chemo in February. I went once every 3 weeks. It was supposed to be for 4 weeks. 4 rounds of chemo. I left after 3 because I had an allergic reaction. I wasn't doing it again. I didn't care. I'm done. But mine was once every 3 weeks. Then I started radiation. After chemo was done, I think you take, don't quote me, I can't exactly remember, but I know I started radiation. Radiation was every day for 30 days. And I believe I started that in June, either June 1st or July 1st. I know it was either June or July, and I know it went for 30 days straight. My last day of radiation is when I rang the bell. And I was diagnosed in November and I finished in the end of July. Okay. And I was only stage 1. Like I said, I had a lumpectomy and, they took the cancer cell out and then they did basically preventative chemo and radiation because my ONCA score was very high. My ONCA score was like I have to look, but it was either 26 or 29. I don't remember exactly. And if it was over 20, I can't remember the exact numbers. I try to block it out. But it was because of my ONCA score was very high. It meant that there was a good chance my cancer was going to return. And that's why they did chemo and radiation. Okay. But even at stage 1, all of that took from November all the way to July of the following year. Christine had started in January, and I believe she finished radiation around the same time I did because we were both celebrating around the same time. So I know her chemo was more, and she got Red Devil, and it was much harsher chemo, but we both finished right around the same time. Unfortunately, hers came back within the same year, and she's no longer with us. That's how bad not stage 4. I don't even think she was stage 4. I think she was stage 2 at the time when she first got diagnosed. But because we were so close in getting diagnosed and everything, we both, tracked each other, talked to each other behind the scenes. She was from the Summer Wells community. And I knew from my doctor, triple negative was the worst. But even with her, it took from November, December, all the way to July. Possibly she may have gone September, but it was right after me. So when I hear that this stupid idiot was diagnosed off the bat at stage 4 with breast cancer that's already metastasized and gone, everywhere, and she's cancer-free 5 months later, no, sorry, that doesn't happen. Not only is it impossible for her to be cancer-free, literally, it's impossible. It's not even possible. And I don't mean just because they tell you that, you're not really cancer-free for a couple, I'm not even talking like that. I'm talking that it is an impossibility to have stage 4, which basically means you're going to die. Triple negative, which is the worst cancer you could have, the worst breast cancer you could have. And she's didn't even go through as much chemo as I had to go through, or Miss Christine had to go through, or Alicia had to go through, and she's stage 4 triple negative. Get the fuck out of here. Okay? That's how I knew she was completely full of it. Now, can I say that she doesn't have some kind of cancer? I have no idea. But I can tell you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, she does not have stage 4 triple negative and was traveling. That's the other thing. She did not travel with stage 4 triple negative, walking the streets, breaking her legs. It is the biggest bunch of shit I've ever fucking heard. But do I think BJ knows that she's lying? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say BJ has never had cancer. She probably does not know that she's full of shit. And I understand that. When Alicia first got diagnosed, I was the first one that was like, no, you know, you're a liar. You don't have chemo. It's stage 1, blah, blah, blah. I thought she was full of shit. Well, I was wrong. I was absolutely wrong. And I looked stupid. But I did not know that I was wrong until I was diagnosed. So BJ not ever having cancer might just believe, thank you, Angelina, might just believe all the bullshit that this person is telling her. Yeah, BJ not knowing she was stage 4 is another red flag. BJ, I understand BJ and what's her name? And Ivy League like to lie for each other. Believe me, that's more than obvious. We see that pretty clearly. But BJ had made a couple of comments about ports. You only get one port. You don't get multiple ports. So if she saw Ivy League in a hospital with like multiple ports, no, that's an impossibility. You only get one port. And when you get chemo, I know I thought like this before I went through it. When someone doesn't know what chemo is like, or you have no idea, you think that you're hooked up to all these machines and you're in like a science lab and you have all these things going through. I mean, that's what I thought. I had no idea what chemo was about. Now, a radiation machine looks like what you think it does. Like you're fucking going into like a CAT scan, but 10 times worse. But chemo, you think of the worst possible scenario with all these all these wires coming out of you and pumping you with poison. No, they just go to your little port. A nurse connects a needle into your little port, and you just sit up and you just sit there for like hours. You just sit there, and they put the medicine almost like an IV, except it goes through your port. That's it. That's all chemo is. You don't have 15,000 different cords, ports. You're not hooked up to like heart medicine or anything like that. It's just a very simple. They connect an IV into your port and you sit there for hours. That's it. That's all it is. Almost like an iron infusion. My iron infusion is the same thing. They connected the iron infusion to my port and I sat there for hours. That's it. So Beach made it sound like that she saw Ivy League in the hospital and there's all this other shit and she was connected to all this. That's not chemo then, because that's not the way it is. That's not the way it works. It doesn't matter if it's Red Devil. Doesn't matter if you get stage 1, stage 2. Believe me, it doesn't even matter what kind of cancer it is. Because when you go for cancer, you're not just going with breast cancer people. Like I was in there with, 100 other people getting chemo at the same time. I don't know what kind of cancer they had. I don't know what they were in there for. Oh, that was bad thunder. But cancer's cancer. So when I hear this, one line with an infusion machine, one line with chemo, it's not what Brittany was making it out to be. Yeah, we can. The one thing about having a port, which is great, you can actually inject anything in it. I mean, I can't because I don't know where the hole is, but you can literally inject anything in it. They use it for blood tests. They use it for iron infusions. If I needed vitamin D, if I need any kind of anything, it goes right through my port. It's a wonderful thing. It really is. I never have to get poked and prodded with a damn needle again. They just plug it right in there. So even when I went to the hospital, when I had to go to the hospital for something unrelated, I was like, oh, I have a port. So then they would get someone who knows about ports to, do my blood test right from the port. So it's really a good thing. I'm not so, want to get rid of it and have to get poked and prodded again. But regardless, fuck you, Ivy League, because you're a liar. You're an absolute fucking liar. Thank you, Smoke Show. Why someone would lie about cancer, breast cancer, dying. And thank you, S-Dubs, for throwing a wrench in that live that was full of shit. Maybe S-Dubs knew she was lying. Maybe S-Dubs purposely threw that wrench up there. But Brittany, reality, I'm going to give you guys the benefit of the doubt that you don't know that Ivy League is full of shit, but she is 100%. Stage 4 cancer, again, cannot be cancer-free. You also don't get treatment after you're done with radiation, but triple negative, you would have radiation and therapy and radiation and chemo for a lot longer, especially stage 4, for a lot longer than a couple of months. The fact that you claim that you went to New York You wouldn't go to New York at stage 4 triple negative because there would be no reason to. First, they would want to they would want to shrink the tumor as much as possible. They would have put you on chemo immediately, but stage 4 is like, you're like dying. There's no coming back from stage 4. There's just not. And that's what I'm thinking, Holly. I will give BJ the benefit of the doubt that she does not know this person is lying, because I really don't think she does. And if she is, then fuck you too, Beach. But I really don't think she is. I honestly believe that, what'd you do? But I do honestly believe that BJ in reality have no idea that they're being lied to. I am just so disgusted that somebody would fucking lie like that, because there's also someone in this community who is dying of breast cancer. She was in Brittany's channel for a minute. I haven't seen her there lately, but she gave up. She had stated that I'm done. I'm not sure if she is stage 4. And she said that her and a doctor decided no more treatments. She's one of Chasing's mods. No more treatments. And I'm over it. I'm done. So I can't even imagine how she feels about, and maybe that's why she hasn't been back to Brittany's channel. I don't know. But I know that she is legit. She actually just had a double mastectomy and not that long ago. And I guess the cancer has spread and she's like, it doesn't matter. I'm over it. I'm done. And she's just living her life, whatever life she has left. And she got diagnosed, I think, a year and a half ago. They may travel there, but I can't see stage 4, because once you're in stage 4, all you're doing is prolonging. You can't change it. It's not like someone stage 2 where there's still hope and maybe your cancer is so aggressive. Like, there's reasons for it, but not stage 4.